What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Welcome back to M&M Talks. I am Maurice.
I'm Monica. And today we are going to finally give our review on the whole series of Agatha All Along.
Yes.
And that ending. So, oh, man. Well, we already know Maurice had been saying it for a while.
Well, hold on before we get started.
Yeah. I don't know why I'd be forgetting that.
I know.
But we are having our drinks tonight.
Yes.
And we really do like this watermelon appletini.
It is really good.
And so we'll go ahead. I'll put those ingredients in the description box so you can look for that. But we are using the absolute watermelon flavor. All right. So have a drink with us, some snacks or whatever it is that you choose, and let's talk.
Ice cream Snickers. You can watch our from reaction.
Which is another show y'all need to be getting on. From is crazy as hell. Good show. Crazy.
And also don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Please subscribe. If you like us, subscribe. It definitely helps out our channel and allows us to get more content out there. So if you like us, go ahead and scoot right on over and push that subscribe button too.
Hit the notification button.
All right.
Jump down in the comments and let's have this discussion in our Agatha All Along.
And for those comments I have not
session review.
Sorry. For those comments I have not gotten to yet, I am getting to them.
Yeah.
Sorry. Life be lifing. So
yeah. We are busy wedding planning.
Definitely getting to those. So, all right. So overall, this series was fucking amazing. It was phenomenal in all aspects. I loved everything about it. I loved the writing, the acting. I know I've said this before. So all in all, it was definitely good. As I've stated before, I love the being able to appreciate the previous episodes with came episode 7 with Lilia's trial and everything that she went through, just realizing a lot of things. And then even going into the finale, it just elevated every sense of the way. And so we'll get into some details. I will say, we heard a little bit about, some people wishing that, or a lot of people wishing that they would have switched episode 8 and 9.
Yeah.
I am going to say, I'm one of those few that would have not wanted that. And I say that because I love the story ultimately was about Billy. I know we went through these trials of the witches themselves. I know we kind of went through this whole thing picking up after WandaVision with Wanda's children. But this was mainly about Billy. Billy coming into himself, Billy finding himself and his power, and just really just kind of honing in on him. So going through the series, coming to episode 8, I feel like if they would have switched and put 9 into 8, Maurice had brought up, I'll use his words, where he said it would have broken the storyline. It would have broken the flow of it. And I truly do think that. I love the way we were able to get his story along with everybody else's story in the middle and then end it with that big scene. That was great because that flow wasn't broken. We went into everything we needed to go into as far as reveals and everything else. And then we got to end with Agatha, obviously, or she decided to go ahead and do that whole kiss of death and give her life for Billy. So, and we'll touch more on that too. Yeah. And so with that was beautiful. I loved it. I feel like if they would have switched, it wouldn't have been as impactful for me because, again, that flow would have been broken. So I loved how they started and finished that flow and then picked up and gave us Agatha a little bit of Agatha's backstory and how the road was bullshit. In the comics, it was real, but in their version on screen, it was bullshit. And Billy created it. So, I mean, the whole series has been a fun twist. And from the comics, for those of us who have read and are familiar with the comics, I actually like the twists that they put in here. And I'm definitely happy they kept comic book accurate Wiccan costume because that was fucking awesome. So yeah, I don't think they should have switched it. I loved how they started in between and ended with it, and then gave us Agatha's backstory in that and how everything came about and stuff like that. So it was a really good ending for me. I do have some issues with what the hell's going on with Jen? We needed more of Jen.
That's the problem that I have.
Yeah. We definitely needed more of Jen and her backstory.
But I feel like I think Lilia did give a little bit of insight to the future.
Yeah, because sorry, go ahead.
With the MCU, her being the path ahead, I have the suspicion of this series may actually play a much bigger role in the MCU overall picture going forward to end this whole multiverse saga. So for those who decide to skip out on it, they're going to, first of all, they missed out on a damn good show. But they're going to feel a little lost. I feel like Jen, and I believe the director or the showrunner kind of alluded to that in an interview, that her Wiccan and Agatha are going to play a much bigger role in the bigger MCU scope. So for her to just kind of, the way they kind of wrote, I don't want to put it in those terms, wrote her off. Kind of. It's like, man, there's something felt unfinished about her story. And then what she was basically told, what Lilia said about her.
Being the path ahead.
A path ahead, high priestess.
She's the path forward or something like that.
Yeah, she's the path forward, has immense power, either refuses to use it or can't.
We know she was bound. We found out she was bound by Agatha. She was able to get herself unbound. My thing is that it just still sticks with me when Lilia told Jen that she was a path ahead or the path forward. And then they did nothing with that.
Right.
So as we know with the MCU, they tend to tie everything in together, whether it's a little bit or a lot. There are things from previous series that will show up and be something else in another series or the next series or whatever that may be. And I just feel like, and it's always those little things. It's something someone said that they didn't play off of, and we all just think it was, they just kind of wasted that. Or something someone did that nobody's really paying attention to and ends up showing up into another series. So I feel like because Jen we never really got a backstory on Jen. They never really played off the fact, why was she the path ahead? Or the path forward. What was that about? Because we didn't get anything after that. So she leaves the road. Mind you, she left before Billy even figured out it was himself who created the road.
So she's thinking the road actually existed.
Yeah, she thinks that road was real. And on top of that, she mad because Agatha done bound her powers for 100 years. So there are so many things that with Jen that are a little bit of a mystery that I feel, because of the MCU's track record, we're going to see a little bit more of. Maybe she'll show up in Vision Quest, maybe not. Maybe there will be another series that come out. Either way it goes, I don't feel like we've seen the last of Jen. No. So that was one of the, if we had to nitpick, that was one of the things that we were just like, okay, what's going on with that? Why wasn't that looked into a little bit more? Because we got good backstories on Alice, Lilia, Billy, then Agatha. Still would like to know a little bit more about Rio and Agatha's relationship and how that, because it does seem like they were still in a relationship when she gave birth to Nicholas. Just the way she spoke with her. So I definitely want to see, I would like to see more or know more about that. And then what else did you have?
Well, I'll start with my theory. Yeah, I am going to gloat a little bit. Calling that out, that this was made up that this was Billy's hex. To I guess put it in that term, like mother like son. There were just a few things that were just standing out. That kind of that gave that feeling. Okay, you know what? Wanda kind of did the same thing in WandaVision with the TV shows, and those were the inspiration that she used to create the hex out of her grief. And there was certain things in his room, and we were talking about it not too long ago. And one of the things that was the key, I guess you could say, item that was in his room, and you guys take some time, go back and check it out yourself. There was a string of lights that was hanging up in his room.
Oh, that was in Agatha's trial.
That was in Agatha's trial. The exact same lights formation, the exact same string of lights that was in his room. That was in the cabin in Agatha's trial. Then of course the poster of Alice's mother, but that poster was also in a quick shot. It was also his episode 6. After he gets out of the car with Boyf and his boyfriend.
They were so cute.
Yeah, and his parents are asking him if they wanted to watch the movies, a sci-fi thriller, whatever it was. But there was a poster of Alice's mom that was in a quick shot downstairs, and I was like, "Why is that there?"
I thought didn't his mom go to one of her concerts?
I think I may be
wrong. Let us know if we are. But I think I remember someone saying in one of the episodes that she was at one of their concerts.
Yeah, I noticed those little things, and then we watched the New Rockstars video that kind of broke down his room, and that's why I was like, this may be a hex. This kid may have created it. I don't know if he done it on purpose or if he done it by accident or by grief like Wanda, but none of this stuff may be real. And then, this is what I loved about episode 9 from Agatha's point of view after going to her backstory and how she was setting up the witches using the song, and it caught all the way up to episode 2 where she gathered them all and she was getting ready to murder them.
It was about to be just gone,
and she started talking shit.
Yeah, to get them to try and attack her.
Are there any real witches in here?
It was the same thing she did with the other one.
That she did.
And then that damn door popped up. And it makes sense now that we've gone back and we've seen everything, why she was so damn surprised. So like the look, the shock on her face when she seen that door, when Sharon pointed it out, was like, the fuck? Where did
that was pretty funny.
That was funny and telling.
Yeah.
In a way. And again, Agatha was telling us this whole time through the episodes she knew it was Billy who created it.
Now, so here's the debate that we were having. Did she fully know the entire time? I believe she was holding out some hope that that teen was her son. And then she got the confirmation from Rio that wasn't her son. There was a part of her that knew. I mean, she said it, and even when the what was that thing called, the sigil, was blocking him, was blocking her vision, she said she kind of knew.
She said, because even with the sigil in the way,
him and his mom
have a telling.
Yeah. But I believe she was holding out some hope that it was Nikki until Rio did confirm it.
And me, on the other hand, once I seen everything, I believe, like, I kind of believe the same thing, but I feel like she knew. She knew that, because again, once we were able to see everything, and then seeing the look when Sharon pointed out the door, and then we got to see her look, and then the way she was looking around, and then when Team comes down, and it's just one of those, the fuck. And then not only that, at one point in time in one of the episodes, she had made mention to the fact that you were able to break a Scarlet, not Wanda, not his mother, but a Scarlet Witch's spell. Mm-hmm. So,
which was confirmed for me that this was him creating a hex. Yeah.
For me, I felt like she knew the whole time. I do feel that part of her wanted to believe that it could possibly be Nikki. But I do feel that she missed her son. Of course she did. She's heartbroken over this, and she has been for some centuries. But she knew that wasn't it, but she also still had that affinity, that motherly instinct for Billy, because she was his nanny. She did. Mm-hmm. She has been there since the beginning when Wanda first created them. So she still has that. As much as she wants the power and everything else that she was after, she still has that motherly instinct in her. She still, because she did, I feel like, even though she tried to choke them and some shit. And she'd be biting kids and shit.
Oh man, yeah, that. Go back.
I'm sorry.
What, I think it was episode 7 or 8 of WandaVision.
Just the fact that I did bite a kid.
She says I did bite a kid.
I believe she bit more than one kid. But I was like, anyway.
Oh, now seeing what she went through, yeah, I believe it. She did bite a kid.
That's why I believe she bit multiple kids. But anyways, back to the subject. Because she had an attachment to Billy and Tommy, because she, even though they grew hella fast, she was still there. Yeah. She still cared for them. She still has that motherly attachment in a way because of Nikki. So she wanted to believe a little bit that it could possibly be Nikki, but I do feel she knew for a fact that it was Billy the whole time, which is why after we go back, we see she was telling us this whole damn time that it was him. Yeah, she literally was telling us it was him. And we were just kind of overlooking, and not all of us. I'm pretty sure there are some of you out there that picked up on that. I didn't pick up on it till afterwards, and going back and seeing, I'm like, fuck, she was telling us this whole goddamn time.
Go back to WandaVision. Like, she plugged herself into Wanda's hex and the reality that she created to go along with it until she realized what the hell was going on, where it was coming from. And she did the exact same thing here.
Well, for me, it was just more of the fact of, again, her and her son made this song up in this version. Her and her son made this song up. So she knew it was bullshit. She used it to lure witches to steal their powers and kill them. And that's it. So when it was actually created, who in the fuck can create something? Who can do something like that if Wanda's not around? The Scarlet Witch is not around. Oh, Billy, her son. Yeah. So again, I feel like from the beginning she knew, and which is why she was telling us the whole time. She was letting us know that it was him that created this. That's why I feel like she knew it was him, but she still wanted to hold on to some little hope that it could possibly be her son, just because she misses him, and that's understandable.
Yeah, she was definitely holding out hope that it was Nikki. The episode where he got impaled with the glass.
Yeah.
And she looked up at Rio and was like, don't. And then Rio knew what she was asking for, or telling her, what to do, what not to do. And then she had to confirm to her that that's not your kid. But even before that, the way that she was reacting, we never seen Agatha act with so much compassion.
Right.
For somebody. In between those two shows, like she did for Teen at the time, and then she got the confirmation. She knew the witch's role was bullshit because she made the whole thing up. But I do believe Rio's presence may have thrown her off.
Yeah,
I think Rio's presence threw her off and started to make her believe maybe this is her son, why Rio is there. Maybe they're getting back at her for all the bodies that she did stack up, because that was kind of thrown at her too, that she's got a large body count throughout the series up to that point. So I think Rio's presence kind of threw her off, but she did get that confirmation, and then of course,
I kind of felt like
Wiccan went off.
Rio was there the whole time for Billy because he wasn't supposed to be there. Like she said, he throws off the natural balance. And can we just talk about the way Agatha had to lose Nikki? That was sad, y'all. That I mean, just, and even rewatching it, it's like it's one of those. I felt like it was almost better to let him pass during birth.
Instead of giving her that time.
Because now you got all that time and those memories, and then she didn't even really get to say goodbye. She lost him in her sleep. I love, and that's another reason why I do want to know the backstory of Agatha and Rio's relationship, because she loved her enough to tell her son to, say goodbye to his mom before she walked off. He went over and kissed her twice. Oh my God, that my heart, my heart. And it was just like, holy shit. That was hard. So I almost feel like it's just one of those, was time her enemy? Because being able to have him for those years, create those memories, and to have that love with a child, just to have him taken away in his sleep without even having to witches. Yeah. That's horrible parenting, by the way. So she uses her son to lure witches in to kill them, and then she uses the song he made, like almost like it was a gift to help her keep killing. And the fact that he had to tell her, we can kill some witches tomorrow. Damn. I'm sorry. That is a horrible parenting. But regardless of how demented and twisted that was, she loved her son.
Yeah.
And they had a very loving relationship, which was heartbreaking to watch her go through that.
There's some things that stood out to me. Actually hit home. I mean, like, as far as like, I really love. Okay, so I'll start off with in the opening scene of episode 8. I don't know if you guys felt it. The scene of Alice seeing herself, but they somehow, the cinematography was able to capture like a very, very cold and lonely feeling in that scene. It felt cold. It felt very silent. It felt very cold, very deathly.
She was alone.
Yeah.
And her body was just there. And I understand. It was just...
There was a certain silence to that scene, the way they shot it. I was like, shit.
I didn't even think about that before, but it was, and it was sad, because you think this woman has lived a long time with this curse and alone and going through all these, life was lifing for her, and not in a good way. And then all of a sudden she finally has a coven and gets help getting rid of this curse. It's lifted, and she's killed immediately. And again, she's alone. She's alone. Even coming up out of her body and going with Rio, she is alone. And that was sad.
Yeah.
That was sad. That was cold.
That scene stood out to me. And then the scene between Agatha and Billy, when he's having the vision of the kids drowning that kid, which I want to touch on that a little bit more too. But what he said, that was
that was profound.
That blew my mind.
Mine too. And I'm just sitting over here like,
he said, Agatha, am I killing this boy so my brother can live? I was like, fuck. That's it. I got that line gave me chills. I'm not gonna lie.
Not only that, I'm thinking, did he say that because there was a possibility he could have saved that boy, or was he the reason the boy drowned?
So that's where I wanted to kind of touch on is he had the ability to control Lilia and Jen to throw Agatha into the mud in episode 6. Yeah. Agatha's trial. Makes me wonder, and maybe that gets revealed a little later, that he did the same thing.
So was there a possibility that, because we seen the kids were roughhousing, and we know that happens.
But they were purposely holding that kid underwater, and it makes me think maybe...
Did he make them hold them longer than what they would have to kill the boy, to put Tommy into his body?
And he was confused because...
Was that what he was talking about? And if that is so, that's some dark shit.
That's really dark.
That's some dark I mean, not only did we have to see bullying,
and then the boy's body floating
in the water, like these kids accidentally, or whatever it was, killed this little boy. But was it was it Billy that made them do that to give his brother a body? And when he said that, it's like,
I think we'll have a reveal of that maybe in Vision Quest. But I
hope that's not the case. I hope he didn't.
I'm almost willing to put money on it that's exactly what he did.
I'm gonna hold out hope that he didn't kill that baby, because that's some dark, twisted shit, man. That's some dark shit. I just don't. I don't even. And that's heartbreaking to even see that in Disney.
But Agatha sent him there.
Well, she didn't send him there. She was just making him hone in and focus on where to put his brother's body, and he just happened to find that particular situation. But again, did he do it or did they do it?
Yeah,
that's the question.
I think that's going to be the heartbreaking reveal, is he actually did it.
The fact that Disney actually put that on TV was a little like, what?
Yeah, when he asked that question, man, I did get the chills.
So did I. It was a
powerful line.
I think after the show too, after we stopped filming, we talked about it more, and that shit was. I got chills, and it was a little disturbing. It was disturbing because I'm just like, we just had to watch some bullying and this baby get drowned by some kids, or did Billy actually kill this kid? And this is on Disney motherfucking Plus. Like, where are we going here? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
to hell with Disney. No,
not at all.
It was still great.
It was TV. That gray area to where you're like, oh fuck! How do I feel about this?
I was surprised that they went there.
Yeah, I think that's what I was feeling. The fact that
they went there.
Very shocked that they even went there, and I don't know. Don't get me wrong. The scene itself is something I don't support. As far as like real life, because there are some bullying out there, and I know that happens because I seen it happen when I was little. In our age, we was every summer we was in the goddamn pool. I grew up in California, so, and you seen that rough housing, and I'm sure there are a lot of children out there that has had to go through that, and people have lost their kids because of stupid shit like that. But again, I'm not throwing shade at Disney. It was just another level that I wasn't expecting from Disney. So, and the way it was done, I understand where they were going with that. But was it Billy that did it, or did the kids do it? And like, he doesn't know, and now he's got to live with that, not knowing. I hope we do find out, and I'm really hoping that he didn't do it. God, I'm hoping he didn't do it, because that would just break my heart.
No, I will go as far as put money on it that he actually did do it, which is going to send him down another path that would be interesting to see. I mean, he's already dealing with the fact that he thinks that he's killed the other witches.
Technically, he did kill Sharon.
Yeah,
he killed Mrs. Davis. Didn't know he did. But he definitely killed Miss Davis. But I blame that on Agatha too.
Yeah.
Because she should have never been there. And if Agatha hadn't, well, I mean, at the time, we were all thinking the Black Heart was Rio. And her not wanting Rio on the road, she goes and get poor Miss Davis minding her goddamn business, doing her gardening. And then, yeah, he kills her. But he did not kill Alice.
No.
Absolutely not. That was... I mean,
that was Agatha.
And he didn't kill Lilia because Lilia made her choice. It was her choice to do what she did, to sacrifice herself for her coven. Because as you know, she's been struggling with that. And that's one of the reasons why all of her visions were she was living life out of order because she couldn't control it because of the fact that she felt like she couldn't even save her own coven when that fever came and wiped them out. And she did tell them and they still all died. So the fact that she finally had another coven and she was able to save them, that was enough for her. And again, I am still that one person. Well, not one. There's a few of us. I don't think Lilia died. I think Lilia came full circle. So I'm just putting that out there. I think her life came full circle. Love seeing her running back and being eager to start that lesson. But yeah,
shout out to the boy, the neighbor Herb. Feel sorry for my guy.
People in that town, period.
The look he had on his face.
Like, fuck.
This shit's happening.
But at the same time, why the fuck you still living there?
Moved yet?
I'd have been gone. As soon as that shit was lifted from fucking... From
WandaVision, like, y'all still decide to stay around?
I'm leaving this place. I'm leaving.
Like the place that have mudslides, your ass is gonna still stay there as if another storm is not gonna come.
Because whether she come back or not, I got PTSD, and I'm thinking every day she may come back. She may just want to come back and finish what she started. Like, absolutely fucking not. I'm fucking leaving. So the fact that they stayed, I'm like, why the fuck are y'all still there? I don't understand this. I'd have been gone.
What else? Overall, the final fight scene was actually
seeing dolls move in the house and you still stay. I'm sorry.
The final fight scene was pretty cool. I'm glad it wasn't like super CGI'd.
Same.
So it was grounded. It was solid. It served its purpose. I like the fact they were still talking shit while they were fighting each other.
That was awesome. And then trying to figure out how they were going to defeat death.
Yeah,
but
there comes to realization
it is what it is.
They can't fight death, and
they tried though.
And then Agatha sticking to her true villain form.
She did, and I love that they did that. They made her stick to it. In the end, yes, because of her affinity for being a mother and how she felt about Billy.
Billy reminded her of
Nikki.
Of her son.
Yeah. So, I mean, she ultimately did, but they still kept who she was. Now, definitely a different contrast from the comics for those of us who know the comics, but I love the twists that they put in this. I was a little worried about it at first, but I fucking love it. I love all of it. So I am here for it.
Lilia did say, and we got to keep that in mind going forward, that ghosts have unfinished business.
We know Agatha's. She's not ready to face her son, as she said.
We'll figure out why Agatha is still around. And
we know from the comics that she was Wanda's guide.
Right.
I mean, yeah, she was Wanda's guide, helping her come into her power and stuff like that. So the fact that they turned it and she's guiding her son, I thought that was a nice touch that they added. So that's pretty awesome.
But overall, for me, though, the show was great. It was such a surprise.
It was beautiful.
Again, I was one of those people that I didn't necessarily care the fact that they were giving her own show. I liked Catherine Hahn's performance in WandaVision. I thought it was great. I just didn't believe that it was worthy of having a show. But like anything that does come out on Disney Plus or anything that's MCU related, I'm going to watch it.
Same.
And damn,
I'm glad we did.
I was surprised. Episode 1 was okay, but I remember we sat there watching, and I was like, I'm intrigued.
I was, because again, like he said, we went into this completely not sold on the fact that this should be a show.
No.
So episode 1, finishing that first episode, we both were like,
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see more. Like, where are they going with this? And then after that, it was like,
episode 2, I was like, okay, I like the Salem 7. I like the fact that she gathered these other witches. They all got a purpose. God damn, this is a long ass song.
I loved it. I just love the singing. If you know me, you know I love Broadway musicals, stuff like that.
But
so
at that point in the second episode, like, okay, I want to see what the hell is going to happen on this road. What this road is all about. And so at that point, I was invested.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I wanted to see what they were going to do to it because, again, in the comics, the road is actually real. Yeah. And one of our friends who put a comment too, they knew that too. So everybody who knows and is familiar with the comics, we know the road is real there. So the fact that they put this twist in there of this, that was actually fucking brilliant to me. I loved it. I loved it. So. But then again, they didn't put too much focus on the Salem 7 because, again, which
I'm so glad they didn't.
They didn't need to.
They really didn't.
We know what they were there for. They did their part, and that was it. There shouldn't have been more to them because any more than that, you're just reaching at some shit. Because we all know in the comics, the Salem 7 are Nicholas's offspring. So they deterred from the comics.
Which I'm glad they did that.
And the same. So. Their limited capacity in this series, I actually did not mind because I didn't think we needed more of them. Their introduction was enough for me. Mm-hmm. It was straight into the point. We knew why they were there, and that was it.
It would have taken away from the story. Episode 1 and episode 2 set up what we witnessed throughout the entire series. What the Witches Road was all about, what Agatha wanted to do, get her power back. And who in the hell is this mysterious kid? Mm. If they focused any more on the Salem 7, it would have took away from any of that we got.
What they were trying to do.
They were trying to do. Lilia's backstory, Alice's backstory, for Mrs. Davis, and then Jen, which I got a shot of all their performances were really good.
Amazing.
As actresses. I really do hope, and it was limited. It was limited, and I can't think of her name, but the actress that played Jen.
Oh, I think it's Shashis or I love her name, and I hate that if I'm butchering it. So if you have a pronunciation for it, the correct one, please put it in our comments because I would love to know how to correctly pronounce her name.
But she delivered on episode 8.
She didn't have many lines.
From the first scene when she let out that scream, her scream for Lilia, I felt that.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, okay, like she's getting her time to shine in this episode, and then the unbinding spell that she was repeating over and over, she fell to her knees and she started crying. I was like.
That feeling of her getting back her power. I would like
to see her in some more shit. Period.
It was just like it wasn't a lot, but it was powerful because you can feel like you felt that emotion come back to her, getting her power back. That was like a part of her has been missing for so long, and she finally got that. Like she made you feel that emotion of getting that piece of her back, and I fucking loved it. Again, I'm huge on theater, Broadway music. I love it all. I appreciate good acting.
I give props when props are due, and props were due. Like she delivered in the couple of minutes that she had in that episode. You felt it.
You did, and we want to see more of her.
Yeah.
So we hope we do because I don't feel like she got her fair share, her fair due. So where does it go from here? That's another thing. Will we see more of Agatha and Billy and hopefully Jen in something like Vision Quest, or is there another series that they just haven't announced just yet? But we do hope we see more of them. And yeah,
It'd be more on the supernatural side, so maybe Blade.
we're still hoping for Blade to come back.
No.
Miles Morales.
I actually hope that they don't do a Blade movie. I'm one of the few that I hope that they don't. I'd rather see him pop up in another project.
I want that to be how he comes back, but I do want a Blade movie before I die.
Yeah.
Before I die.
I would like, okay.
People don't be living long these days.
I would like a Blade movie, but I don't want the character to be introduced to the MCU with his own film.
Correct. He should come back in
I want him to
with a cameo in another.
Be in another project before, almost like Black Panther and Civil War.
I'm sorry. We have a whole idea of how Blade should be brought back into another show, which also introduces Miles Morales, which should be showing up by now, by the way, people. So if anybody is watching that makes those decisions.
We do have an idea. We did come up with something. Blade should be introduced in the Spider-Man movie. And there's a way to wrap that together.
There is. That would explain his void for so long and how he's able to come back, because with quite a few movies with Peter Parker's I'm sorry. I'm talking like my grandsons. I'm sorry. Because he always goes, Peter, Parker. Anyhow, with No Way Home, that was the one, right? With
the other Spider-Man.
Yeah. With No Way Home.
And Andrew Garfield's. Yeah.
And with Multiverse of Madness, as well as, what was the other movie? It'll come to me in a minute. But there are a few different movies that can bring Blade. Oh, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine, because there's a backstory. For some reason, he got put into the void, and that's where he's been all this time. Yeah. But then that's like, why, with Blade gone, why was there not a ramp up of vampires out killing people? Anyhow,
well, that's the reason why. I know we've gone way off of a review.
We have. Let's bring it back in. We're gonna hold it back in. That's for another. That's for another show.
Yeah, session. That's a reason why I don't want an initial Blade movie. And as a writer, I wouldn't even want that project. I'm putting it out there. I wouldn't want that project of Blade because there's way too much to explain after so much has happened in the MCU.
I got some ideas. But let's hold them back in and come back to Agatha All Along. Yeah. So, don't know where it's going from here. Hope we get to see more of Agatha, Billy, and possibly Jen.
Disney's not done with Catherine Hahn. I can tell you that right now.
Love me some Catherine Hahn.
Disney is not done with her. She has completely taken on that role of Agatha. She loves playing it.
She is.
It's
Agatha Harkness.
It's up there with Robert Downey Jr. loving to play Tony Stark
and Henry Cavill as Superman.
You can tell she has taken on that role of Agatha and loves it.
Bastards.
And yeah, like they're not done with her. Not by a long shot. She'll be back.
So we'll see where that goes. And yeah, hopefully we get something soon, because we are so sad that this series is over. We are so saddened by this. This hurts my heart, because I'm like, oh man, Wednesday's gonna come and I'm be like, but there's no Agatha All Along on. I'll be so sad. But hey, we do got some other things.
What If coming? So
yeah, we do have What If coming. So we'll see how that goes. I like some of the things and I don't like some of the things. So we'll see how this one goes. But we got Ironheart coming up.
I'm now looking forward to Ironheart.
I am not still.
I wasn't.
I'm still not.
But seeing how they seeing what they did with Agatha All Along, knowing what they've done with Daredevil, and they went back and reshot that. You're hearing the same things that they had to do with Ironheart. It has given me something to look forward to. I don't know what the hell it's going to be about. I still don't think that she should have her own show.
We didn't think that about Agatha, but
it was the same thing about Agatha.
So it better be the same thing.
So
I need something spectacular.
So I
'Cause
do
I still
I do
don't
have
think-
some hope in Ironheart. I still would have liked to have seen her pop up in Armor Wars or even Cap 4.
Yeah, some more cameos before she got her own.
Before she got her own show, but
We'll see what happens with that.
see.
I am going to address this because we have seen a lot of hate about this series, making some derogatory marks towards it, and I dislike the ignorance, and I'm going to say that. I don't speak for Maurice, but I do speak for me. I don't like the ignorance because, first of all, if you read the comics, it is what it is. It was still, you can't take away the fact that that was a beautiful fucking series. It was a beautiful show. It was beautifully written, produced, directed, acted. Just everything about it was absolutely fucking brilliant. And the excuse my language, but we heard some people say it's too gay. What in the fuck about it was too fucking gay?
There was nothing.
I mean,
It was just a great fucking story.
it was great.
Period.
We had some references. We had Teen and his boy kiss. We had Agatha and Rio kiss.
Wiccan's original stories that he was
He
gay.
is
So it was
come on, y'all.
what are you
We gotta
complaining
stop
about?
with that ignorance. This was a beautiful fucking show. So, I mean, if you don't prefer to watch it, just don't watch it. You ain't got to put that hate out there. We don't do hate. Let's cut that out. That's
I
ridiculous.
don't do the hate. I don't do the bullshit.
No.
Seriously, like
don't.
miss me with it.
We are all about peace.
There were some channels that I followed for a very long time that I no longer follow because they fell into that bullshit. I'm not gonna name names, but
We don't do ignorance
miss me
and
with
stupidity,
it. Yeah.
stupidity and hate on our channel. That's one thing and I don't care if we lose followers. We're just starting out. We haven't even been on here a month
No.
yet. So we don't have many followers. But again, this is not our lifeline. We do this because we love doing it. And if we lose followers because of that, so be it. But what I will not do is ignorance, hate, and just fucking stupidity. I ain't got time for that bullshit. So you can take that somewhere else. I honestly don't give a damn.
No time for it. We're both parents. Hell, we're grandparents.
Yes, we are grandparents. Eventually, you'll see those two little ones.
Miss me with the bullshit.
Yeah.
It don't belong here
At all.
I view everything fair and square. I will always view everything fair and square. There's people who out there say that there's Disney pushing an agenda.
Ain't no fucking agenda.
There is no agenda.
Shut the fuck
like
up.
there is what you see, and what you're trying to
Make it
project.
out to be and
Yeah.
project your own shit.
And there isn't no fucking agenda.
Ain't no goddamn agenda.
Like
That's just
if that's
ignorance on ignorance.
and I just literally told her before we even started shooting this, if you want to talk about agenda, I could go into the first Joker, which I did not like because I do believe there was an agenda in that. But nobody wants to talk about that because it's not a sexual preference related agenda
Or racial
as they think these things are, and they're not.
But again,
But it is what you make it out.
some
to
of the
be.
things that we disagree with in our beliefs, those are our own. Those are not to be projected onto everybody else because that's our own. Everybody else has the right to live and feel the way that they want to.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there because we
Our channel is a safe space.
It is a safe space. It really is. We want to talk about fucking comics and shit. I don't want to deal with your stupidity because, again, I will call you out on that bullshit. We love what we do. We love doing these videos with y'all.
If a story is bad, period.
But this one wasn't.
This one wasn't.
This was
It wasn't even
absolutely
close.
fucking brilliant, beautiful.
Disney had
and just
Disney and Marvel has
fucking
put some shit
amazing.
out there that has missed.
Yes, they have.
But this
yes,
was
they
not,
have.
But this wasn't one of them.
It absolutely was not. It was one of the best. We was actually ranking
Yeah.
our shows, and WandaVision got one, and then we put Agatha All Along there at two because again, the writing in this was fucking phenomenal. You know, we got things like Loki and stuff like that up there in the top two, but yeah. So that's we're not going to get too much in it. I wanted to address that because we've dealt with it a couple times, and I don't give a fuck. So,
No.
you don't like what I got to say? Okay. Fuck you too then.
And if you want to debate, man,
We can.
I want all the smoke. Bring it.
I
Because I ain't the one.
absolutely.
I'm just not.
Neither am I. And I be shutting people down. And that's what we don't want to do. And that's what we don't want on our channel. So if that is you, just feel free to move on. Move that shit around. Because that's not what we're doing here. All right? So, but yeah, that's all we're going to say about that. And we're going to leave it at that. If you don't like it, move that shit around. Other than that, Agatha was a beautiful fucking show. We love the series.
It was great. It was great. Great writing, great directing, great acting.
And it just got better and better every
and honestly,
episode.
Like, as a writer, this was masterclass. Period. There's no other way to describe. This was some of the best writing I've seen in a long time.
Yes. Outside
in
of
a long
WandaVision.
time.
Yes.
It was brilliant. It was well structured. I mean,
Layered.
It was just well
The depth.
done overall.
The textures of it, just all of it, just absolutely fucking brilliant. But yeah, so that's our thoughts. Let us know what you think. We do want to converse with y'all. We do want y'all jump down in our comments. Again, I'm gonna get to y'all tomorrow. So everybody that I haven't commented to yet, if you haven't gotten a reply, I will make sure that I get to them tomorrow. But yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know if you disagree with us. Let us know if you didn't like some things. Let us know. We want to know. If you don't like our channel, tell us why. Maybe there's some things that we can improve on, but. I will let you know we is gonna be us, and we don't change for no motherfucking body.
Keep it real. We're gonna be us.
100.
As one of the friends, one of the commenters out there, we are auntie and uncle.
Yep. shout out to
you. You know who you
all right, nephew. Shout out to you. We love. We'll take on that, auntie and uncle.
We'll take that.
We love it. But yeah, so thank you again for hanging out with us and talking, listening to us, even during our ramblings and rabbit holes. We're so sorry that this season is over because we're gonna miss it. But we hope that y'all stick it out with us. Yeah. There's some things that y'all should be watching right now. From if you have not gotten on From, it is on. You can watch it on MGM Plus as well as Amazon Prime. But From, that shit is crazy.
Join us.
It keeps you. You never know what the fuck's gonna happen in this shit.
Join us on From. Check out our reactions.
Yeah.
Check that show out. Highly recommend.
We do.
Go check that show out, because if you like WandaVision, you like Agatha All Along, you are going to like From.
It's a little bit darker.
Because it is much darker.
A little bit more twisted.
And you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Absolutely. Every time you think so, they'd be like, oh, you thought. And I'll be like, bitch. Man. But yeah, so we definitely recommend y'all get on From. We are still watching Penguin. Daryl Dixon's The Book of Carol, where we're going through that right now.
We're actually trying to debate if we're going to do a reaction to Penguin.
Yeah, because there's not too much to react to, but we can definitely do some reviews. But honestly,
the show hasn't captured me yet.
Like, we're still watching it, but it's not one of those, oh, we have to watch it. We're still waiting on it. And again, we're just picking up on it, so maybe it does get better. We'll see.
I'm hoping it does, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
But again, thanks for hanging in there with us. If you do like us, if you happen to press that like button, can you also press that subscribe button too?
Go subscribe.
It will help us out a lot, and we greatly appreciate you. But again, thank you for hanging out with us, and we will talk to you when we got some more stuff to talk about. Join us in From and some other reactions, our wedding updates and stuff like that. And we will see you.
We'll probably throw another geek session out there just to check in on the state of the MCU and all this DC, hopefully good DC stuff.
Fucking DC, I still got issues with you.
I got issues too. But yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all have a great one, and we'll talk to you later.
All right.
Deuces.